What do you hope to accomplish in order of priority if you are elected?
Jobs, jobs, jobs. That's going to be my number one priority because that's going to be the key. That's what we need. We're up here talking about how to reform the tax structure and how to deal with the budget. Well, the easiest way to do that is to expand the tax base by bringing new jobs into this county, particularly high-tech jobs, commercial space industry, commercial space tourism. We're facing a loss of 6,400 jobs at NASA. We need to start moving quick to bring some of those manufacturing facilities that are going to be building the new Constellation space program here to Brevard, start bringing other high-tech industries here to Brevard. We have places, a lot of 400 acres at the international airport that we can rent out to high-tech businesses. We have the infrastructure, we have the education. Which brings me to my second point, education. We need to fund that because that is the first thing that businesses look for when they're moving to an area. They want to know that they're going to have an educated workforce. And parents obviously want good schools for their children because they want a good future for their children. So it's in our long-term best interest to fund education. And we need to do it right. We need to take some of the emphasis off the FCAT and start looking at other factors when grading schools, such as graduation rates and advanced placement programs, how many board-certified teachers you have, and other things. And the third thing is energy. Everywhere close to $5 a gallon for gas now. Well, there's things we need to start doing. Wind and solar power, nuclear power, and yes, drilling off the coast of Florida. We need to tackle these, and those will be my three top issues in Tallahassee.
If given federal authority to drill offshore in Florida, will you support drilling to alleviate the energy and economic difficulties we are facing?
Yes, I would support drilling. It can be done safely, and I think we need to begin as soon as Congress gives the go-ahead, which unfortunately doesn't look like it's going to be anytime soon. I think we also need to look at alternative sources because we're going to need those. Wind and solar power, especially here in Florida. There's so much potential for that. And, of course, nuclear power. It's a safe, clean energy resource, but it takes a long time to build the plants, which is why we have to start doing it now. Same thing with desalination plants. They have one in Tampa that's working well. The technology has increased to the point where it can be done very economically. We have to start addressing these issues soon. So I think that's where we need to go. Wind, solar power, and yes, drilling off the coast.
Mr. Stump, this question first to you. What will you do to address the health care insurance crisis facing our working citizens and employers?
Well, I think this is something that can only be partially addressed at the state level. This is going to require a national solution that unfortunately Congress has really ducked the issue on this, and because it's a complicated issue. It's not something that can be solved by private enterprise alone. It's not something that can be solved by government alone. It's going to take both of them working together. On the state issue, I think one of the first things that we need to do is stop cutting Medicaid. And Medicare, because when you cut Medicaid funds, you're actually losing federal matching funds. So if you cut $200 million from the Medicaid budget, you're losing $200 million in addition to that comes in from federal dollars, and that's hurting doctors and patients in our area. So I think the first thing we need to do is stop cutting the Medicaid budget. The other thing we need to start doing is creating some uniform standards and using technology to streamline the system. Every single insurance company has different forms and layers of forms that add literally hundreds of millions of dollars to the bureaucracy of our healthcare system that should be going into patient care. It's going to administrative costs. Doctors have people in their offices, literally 2 or 3 people who do nothing but handle paperwork. And I think we need to put the choice of a doctor back in the people's hands, not the insurance companies. Let the people decide, let the doctors decide the care. Don't let the insurance companies say how long a person can stay in the hospital or what tests a doctor can and can't run. That's what we need to do, is put the choice back in the hands of the patients and their doctors.
What plans or ideas do you intend to bring to Tallahassee for reforming property insurance?
This is a crucial issue facing people all over the state. And I've actually been, in my walking around this district, I've talked to people elderly people who've had the same insurance company in the same house for 30 years, never made a claim, and got dropped. And since they're living on a fixed income, now they can't afford insurance, and that's wrong. And the way we need to address this is, first of all, hold the insurance companies accountable. And I think the current insurance commissioner has started by doing a good job by holding Allstate accountable when they didn't want to turn over how they were getting their insurance rates and how they were setting those. And I think that's the first thing we need to do is hold insurance companies accountable, make them justify the rates that they want to charge Floridians. Also, don't let them just write one type of insurance. They want to concentrate on auto insurance, which is their profitable side, and they want to dump homeowners, and I don't think we should allow them to do that. If they're going to write auto insurance, they're going to write homeowners insurance also. And yes, we do need to get rid of Citizens, and we do need to get the government out of the insurance company, but we need to do it in a responsible manner, not just dumping people on a market where there might not be private insurance companies there to pick them up.
The time has come for closing comments. The candidates will state their closing comments, beginning with Mr. Sasso, Mr. Crisafulli, and so on. But due to time limitations, we're going to ask that we go for 45 seconds for closing.
Man, come on.
Mr. Stump.
I'd like to thank the Florida Today and the Tiger Bay Club for having us here, and for all of you for showing up, and the voters at home who are watching this. Again, I've been an assistant state attorney here, and also been an infantry officer in Afghanistan, and I've been walking the district and talking to voters, and I know the issues and concerns of this county, and what we need in Tallahassee is real leadership, free of lobbyist influence and special interest influence, somebody who's going to work hard for the people. My parents are retired Air Force living here in Palm Bay on a fixed income, so I know the issues, and I know we can't go on the way we're going. We need change, and we need it now, and go to ronstump.com to find out more. Thank you.